everyone, welcome to DevEasy. In this video we will see how to validate a form using JavaScript. So this is a basic form which I have created using HTML, and then when we click submit, there is nothing going on here. It is just submitting the form. Okay, so now we will just add some JavaScript and then we will try to validate all these input boxes, and then let's see what we are getting as the output. So this is my form or HTML file, and this is my form. I have given the name for my form as my form, and then inside I have those name, email, phone number, password and confirm password input boxes, and then all those input boxes have their name, which is unique name, email, phone, password and confirm password. Okay, so how can we validate our form? So for that, when we submit, we have to do something, that before the form gets submitted we have to do some part of code, and then we have to tell the form that you have to submit or no. Okay, so for that we have this function called onSubmit. So this onSubmit, which will work when this submit button is triggered. Okay, so when the submit button is triggered, we will just run a function of our JavaScript and then return. If we are returning true, submit the data. If we are returning false, so the form won't submit the data and it will wait for the user's new input. Okay, so for that we will just write return validate. Okay, so this validate will be creating in JavaScript. Okay, so we will just create a file script.js, and then we will add that here in after our body script.js. Okay, now we have to access the input boxes. Okay, each input boxes we have to access. So to get this element, we will just create a variable username equal to document.forms, and then the form name, which is my form, and then the input box name, which is name. Okay, so this is how we access this thing. This where is it? Okay, so this is how we access the name of our form, of my form. This is a form. Inside a form we have an input box. So this form is called as my form and this input box is called as name. Okay, so we are accessing then my form name into username. So now username is having the value of this. Okay, so now we'll just quickly create for all. Okay, now we need another variable error message to store our error in. Okay, and then later we can display the error. We will just populate the error and then we will finally display the error. Now we will just create the function. So the function name must be validate. Okay, so I'll create a function validate, and here we have to write our validation code. Okay, so now I will first write the return. So when what condition it must be to return the value. So we will check if error message equal to null, that means we have no error. Okay, we will just alert success, and then we will return true. Okay, so when error message is null, we have here null. If the condition which we will be giving, if all that has no error, then we will just return true. Okay, else if we have something in our error message, we will just alert this alert message. It just prompt out the message written in our browser, so don't need to worry on that. And then we will just clear the error message equal to null, and then we will return false. Okay, so this is our condition to return our validation. Now we will see how to populate our error message and then how to check for the validation. So I will just create if user name dot value equal to null. Okay, I will just populate error message plus equal to enter the name. Okay, and then I will just change the border color of our input box. So for that I will take the username dot style dot border color equal to red. Okay, so that we are populating our error message and then changing the border color of our input box. Else, if there is no error, if there is something in our username value, we will just change the color to red. Change the color to green. Okay, green. So this is for our username. Now I'll just add for email and then phone. Okay, so we will just copy this from here. Email, 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 email. Okay, so we have changed it for email as well. Now for user phone, enter the valid phone number. Okay, now inside the user phone values we will have multiple conditions. Okay, one, there must not be null, and the other, it must not be more than 10 digits, it should not be less than 10 digits, and then it should be in numbers. There must not be any characters in our phone number. Okay, so for that we will just add or user phone dot value dot length greater than 10. Okay, if it is greater than 10, or the same less than 10. Okay, same less than 10, or is not a number of user phone dot value. Okay, here now we are checking for users value, it should not be null. If it is null, we will just get an error. If it is greater than 10, we will just get an error. If it is less than 10, it will get an error. And if this the value in phone user phone dot value is not a number, again we are going to get an error. So that we have covered all the errors in our phone number, and then we are populating our error message and then making the border color as red. Okay, so this we have done for even phone number. Now for the user password and confirm password. So this we will check if user password dot value equal to null. We will just add error message plus equal to the password, and then we will change again the same thing to red. And then again for the confirm password we will just write the same thing, enter the confirm password. Okay, now we have, if we have our user's password is empty, we will get an error. If confirm password is also empty, we'll get an error. Now we have to check if both is equal. Okay, if both is equal, only then we have to proceed, else we have to give the error. Okay, so for that we will just write again if user password dot value equal to user c password dot value. Okay, and user password dot value not equal to null. Okay, here we are checking if the user password dot value and the user confirm password dot value must be same and it should not be null. Okay, if that is the case, we will just add green color to our borders. Okay, else, okay, else in sense if this is not equal. Okay, if that is not equal, then we will just make it to red again. So I think this is enough of the validation. We will just see our output. So this is our output. We will just click on submit and we will enter the number, enter the email, enter the valid phone number, enter the password, and enter the confirm password. So every error is triggered, and then when I click OK, we are getting all this into the red thing. So let me enter here Devizy, and then let's click submit. I have the entire name has gone. Now the email and all the other things are there. Now this has become green when I submit. Okay, so the similar way, when I enter only 3 digits, I'm getting the error. And let me enter the exact 10 digits. So I have the number error has gone, and then this I have got it as in green. And let me enter 123 123, the password, both passwords are same. I'm getting only enter the email. And in email, when you give the type as email in our HTML, we have got the inbuilt validation of @ and a dot in our in input box. So there is no need to worry about that. So let me just give Devizy and see, we are getting this thing here, missing @ and dot. So gmail.com, when I submit, we are getting success. Okay, and then that is gone. So that is what we have done in the validation part. If you want many others, if you want any other details for the name, if you want less than 10 or more than 10 or something, you can just add them according to your need as given here, and then you can create it on your own for different types of validations. So that's it for this video. Thank you.